So uh, we got back from Kenjingri Kenjingri summit like around 8:55 something, so like before 9. I'm not sure exactly what time it was, but before 9 we were already down here. I freshened up, had some breakfast, and now our team is getting ready to head towards Langtang. We are planning to get to Bamboo by evening, but it's not hard and fast. We probably will stop at some other stops if we could not reach there by 4 or 5. Yeah, this place had been pretty nice. This morning it was quite an adventure, even though we were lost for a little bit. When I asked the locals about the direction and how I was given wrong direction by somebody else, they told me that actually the direction that was given was not necessarily wrong direction. It was another way to get up there, but since everybody was going from the different direction, I just got confused, and the direction and the road ahead and the path was not very clear also, and it was the same from the other side also. So since it was our first time and we were not sure about this whole thing, we decided to just return back and then you take the path that everybody had been taken. And but other than that, the city itself is small, very much built around tourism. Most of the houses here are guest houses, so yeah. And now we're gonna head down. We'll try to get to Bamboo by evening. Okay, so we had been heading down for almost 2-3 hours now. We just had our meal. It's about 2:30 now, and till now we're not sure where we're gonna rest, but during the lunch we decided that we will head all the way down to Bamboo. Probably it will take us another 5 hours. It will be pretty late by the time we get there, most likely, and we decided to stay at Bamboo for the night. So we have a long walk ahead of us. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but since it's downhill, and it should not be as challenging, but you know, distance wise it's still a challenge to cover the distance that was taken 2 days to go uphill. So, but I don't know, if all the teammates or trek mates they showed enthusiasm and did not really showed any sign of hesitation, then we will get there on time. But we won't have much time to slack around and relax, and not too many selfies for other people who had been engaging or planning to do that on the way back. So anyways, that's just a quick update on our returning trip. So yeah, there is not much scenic thing beside what I already showed you guys from up there at Langtang. We just left Langtang about 20-30 minutes ago. So there are many stations or quick stations to get to. There are cows. I think these are yaks, I believe, or chowies, I don't know. But since they are hairier than regular cows. They must be yak. But the yak that I know of, I've seen in pictures, are much more hairier than what I've seen here. So I don't know. Probably it's the time of the year or the breed. I don't know, or maybe the age-wise also it makes a difference. I'm gonna take a pace now, take a quick pace now, so I'm gonna stop it for now. Probably I might not be able to update you guys in between, unless something exciting happens or interesting happens that needs to be updated. Otherwise I'll see you only after the night, only after nightfall, once we get to Bamboo. All right. So what a day it had been. We walked so long, for so many hours in the dark, and after hours of walk we actually made it all the way down to Bamboo, the place where we started our trip, the real trip, uphill. It was the first stop of the first day over here, and basically we covered distance that it took 2 days for us to get up. And there was some drama in between, and it was not necessarily drama, I'm sorry, I can't really say that way. It was a pretty tough walk, and some trek trek mates, they were not able to catch up with us, and they walked slowly, and they probably were not thinking how late they were falling behind, or I don't know what they were thinking, but still it was a tough and challenging trip, walk. So it took us some time for us to actually wait for them and then figure out where they are. Apparently a couple of other guys from our group, they made up with them. They finally found them, and they are walking this way, and it's almost 9 at night, and we got here about 15 minutes ago. So since this morning we walked to Kenjingiri Hill from around 5 in the morning, went up there, got down, freshened up, had some breakfast, and we rested for a little bit, just like to relax for a little bit, and around 11 we left Kenjing, and since then we've been walking non-stop, more or less, like except for like a break, what do you call that, at Langtang viewpoint we had our dinner, and except for that, like, we've been walking non-stop, and there were some waiting periods for 15-20 minutes here and there, and some water breaks here and there for a few minutes. Other than that, we've been just walking. It had been a pretty tough day, a fun day, walking in the night. We've been walking with the cell phone lights on for about 3 or 3 hours now. So yeah, we waited in the night. Probably we should have not taken this this chance of walking all the way down to Bamboo. Maybe we should have rested at Lama Hotel. But the thing is, now our chances to get on the bus tomorrow morning increases by many fold. Well, since we are at Bamboo, and from here to the stop, Shabrubesi, I think that it's not more than 1.5-2 hours. So if we get on with our walking on time tomorrow, we'll get on the bus, and probably by tomorrow night we'll be in Kathmandu. And probably Kathmandu is already all decked up for Diwali, and probably the festive mood of Tihar is already on upon people. So looking forward to get back to Kathmandu. So yeah, signing off for now. We're gonna change our clothes and freshen up, have our meal, and yeah. But speaking of meal, yeah, one of the reasons we pushed ourselves all the way down here, even after knowing that like we won't be able to make it on time or during the daytime before the nightfall, is that we called here and told them that like we'll be here, we'll get here and booked our rooms. So and we did that like around noon this afternoon. So we felt like we felt obligated in a way to get back here. And I actually was positive, like last time when we were here, we had been to a couple of tea houses on the way up. So this was probably one of the best places where we had one of the the homeliest experience in the tea houses. So I also thought that it would be the best to just get back down here and then relax and rest here before we get back to Kathmandu. Spend the last night here. Okay. This is Tuesday morning, where it's not exactly morning, it's almost noon now, like it's almost 11:20, and we're about to head to Doban, where we have reserved a car and we're heading towards Kathmandu in another 5-10 minutes. Once we get to the bus or the car, jeep, that it should not be more than 7 hours ride to Kathmandu. It was a tiring walk yesterday, and once we got here, I think my other trek mates, they were partying till 1 in the morning, but I went to sleep. It was I feel pretty well rested. We just had our breakfast, and we'll be heading that way very soon. Okay, I think everybody is packing up, but let me show you around and see what they are doing. This is our pretty much officially last day. I think all these guys think I'm a vlogger because I've been walking around with the camera, but I might as well be a vlogger in one of these days. Yeah, all the trek mates, they are sitting here enjoying the last sun, enjoying the breakfast,
and everyone is excited to go home.
So how was your trek? Like, say something.
It was an awesome trek. Enjoyed it. Everyone was vibing great. Life is going great.
Earlier, in the middle of my talking, the camera went off, so I could not really conclude. Yes, I think pretty much everybody is ready now. We should be leaving soon. Yeah. This is the last time I'm taking it out before we leave. So see, right here, she's the owner of this tea house.
Yeah.
And she actually, we had a very good service here in every aspect. Like, they're very courteous.
Yeah, you should
Be somebody who knows how to talk with the people or the guests, and the food, serving wise, food, drinks, everything. One of the best tea house I have experienced during the whole trip. I highly recommend Bamboo
Lodge.
Bamboo Lodge at Bamboo, and she she is from
Helambu.
Helambu. She's like Helambu, but she's originally from Kathmandu. She's not. She's like she knows the ways of the world. She has seen things.
I have traveled all the country.
Other countries too.
Yeah.
What country?
I'm just kidding.
Welcome back
But-
to my channel.
But you have talked with a lot of people from around the world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but you still think Nepali are the best, right?
Yeah, Nepali are the best.
Okay. Concluding that, like we Nepali are best, I think we should conclude the trekking, right? This is our trekking captain.
Mr.
What do you
Wangel,
think? Like, how do you perform your own work as a captain? Do you think
I think
there have been mistakes? Huh? You committed mistakes. You could have done things better.
I think trip was successful.
Trip was successful for sure. Everybody was pretty good walker, right? Nobody complained for the most part.
I'm happy I got this.
This crew, right? Exactly. I'm happy that we are together and you are the captain. Even though we have some recommendations, which is not criticism, just recommendations.
Chicken bao.
Uh,
Let him talk in English.
he,
I'm,
he already did. I mean, I don't want to put him in the spot, you know.
last shot.
This is the last
So,
shot.
you drank this morning. So that's like a.
Cup.
Is this because of religious? Like when you conclude a trip, you have to drink.
This, what we call it, this is in our family.
In Helambu, that's a
We have
That's a goodbye shot.
goodbye shot. जेलाई पनि हैन मेरो कल्चरमा भन्दै पुग्यो
Lamjang.
this is different. This is called lamjang.
लाम्जा oh this is real thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday, what we drank was jimjang.
Lamjang, Langjang, Lamjang.
We have this culture.
Oh, so okay, I mean like you are a true Helambu. I know who does not forget his culture, traditions, right? Okay. I think the trip is more or less done now. We're gonna start walking in at 5 minutes, and I'll get back to you once we get to the bus stop, or once we get on the bus. Or actually, we have reserved a jeep, so we'll get on the jeep, and I'll get back to you guys. It's almost noon and we're still here. We haven't left, but everybody is ready, but for some reason it's hard for us to leave, partly because like we have reserved a jeep and we think that we'll be able to get there in our time, whenever we at our choosing, because we have reserved the jeep for the trip to Kathmandu, right? Private, it's almost private, our own jeep for the day. So my friends here, they are engaged in this rites called Lamjang. Apparently they have to drink before the trek or anything is over, right?
No.
And somebody wants to drink beer, so looks like basically that's an excuse for day drinking. And since
No, it's not excuse. It's a ritual.
it's a ritual, he's serious about that. He's serious, I'm no doubting, but I don't know, that probably for him it's an excuse for day drinking, but it's still it's a culture.
No. I want to say directly to you. Not for others. Probably, and I'm pretty sure, you haven't ever seen me ever drink in daylight.
No,
I
never.
guess.
No, day drinking. He's always evening drinker, but like on a occasional basis. And he said that like he's been saying that for a while, that he's gonna quit drinking and smoking after TR. I don't know. Let's see. And TR is basically a week from now, so I don't know if he's ready for that. But let's see. Let's see. So I think we're gonna take a couple of good pictures and then we're gonna leave. But man, the pace with which they are drinking, it's gonna take another hour for them to finish this. But let's take a group picture and then leave. अब अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ हामी दोबान आएको थियौँ यहाँनिर हाइड्रो पावर लाङटाङ हाइड्रो पावरको टनल देखियो त्यहाँनिर so apparently these roads are made by the hydropower project Langtang Khola hydropower, and there is this bridge at Sapurbashi that comes to this way, but which was open till this morning, and we booked a jeep that was supposed to come down here, but for some reason, perhaps they do not want the road to be spoiled or something, they closed the bridge this morning. So now we have to go all the way to the Sapurbashi, which is another 1 hour walk at least. Now we are walking that way. I called the driver and he said it had been open this morning, but now since they closed the bridge, he cannot do anything. So since we walked for the last 5 days, 4 days, I don't know, I think we will be alright to walk there. It's it's only peanuts, you know, compared to what we have walked all these days for the last couple of days. So that's the update. It's a pretty relaxed walk, flat surface, more or less, like slightly slopier towards the lower side, but more or less it's like not it's a simple walk, and it's only time consuming. It will take another 1 hour. That's my estimate. The river down. We've been walking beside the along the side of this river all the way to the Langtang River, Langtang mountain range, to the Langtang city, and this is the Langtang River. And for some reason it looks like this river gets smaller as it comes down. I don't know, for some higher up, because the force of the water flowing was stronger, the sound that the river was producing was so strong, and it felt like a much bigger river than it actually is. Down here, perhaps it is deeper. It is not. I mean, it's a big river, but it's still like not as big as I thought. I would imagine it to be, since I saw so many big tributaries river that join into this river higher up. So it's a very mild weather, walking down, pretty relaxed mindset, and so I feel good. I feel good that we finished the trek. It was my first trek. Saw beautiful landscapes and talked with some people. Not as a joyous kind of environment, because like you know, the walking all day takes a toll. So by the end of the day, most of the people like who participate in trekking, they get tired, and all they want to do is like eat and go to sleep. Really. See? Yeah. I'm gonna speed up now. हामी लगभग तलतिर आइसकेका छौँ स्यापुलबेसीतिर हामी यतापट्टिको खोला लाङटाङ खोला हो र अर्कोपट्टिको खोला यो केरुङ खोला यहाँनिर यस दुई खोलाको सङ्गम स्थलमा चाहिँ स्यापुलबेसी रहेको रहेछ हामी लाङटाङ खोलाको किनारे माथि गएका हौँ र यतातिर केरुङ खोलाको किनारे उता सिधै स्यापुलबेसी हुँदै यतातिर गयो भने चाहिँ केरुङ पुगिने रहेछ हाम्रो दुईटा खोला मिसिएर चाहिँ यहाँ तल बनेको खोलालाई चाहिँ लाङटाङ खोला नै भनिँदो रहेछ यद्यपि झट्ट हेर्दाखेरि यस स्थानमा चाहिँ केरुङ खोलाभन्दा लाङटाङ खोला चाहिँ सानो हो कि भन्ने जस्तो देखिन्छ तर जुन जोडिएको दुईटा खोला छ त्यो खोला चाहिँ बन्ने खोला चाहिँ त्यसलाई चाहिँ लाङटाङ खोला नै भनेर चाहिँ नामाकरण गरिएको रहेछ जुन चाहिँ खोला चाहिँ गएर मुनि त्रिशुलीमा अलिक तल गएपछि त्रिशुलीमा गएर मिसिन्छ अब हामी यो स्यापुलबेसीको पुल जुन पुल अघि कट्न पाएन तर्न पाइएन भनेर चाहिँ भनिएको थियो त्यो पुलतिर पुग्न लाग्यौँ यहाँ देखिन्छ कि त्यो पुलमा चाहिँ मुखमा चाहिँ गेट लगाइएको रहेछ त्यही गेट लगाएको कारण हाम्रो गाडी माथिसम्म आउन सकेन मैले भर्खरै कल गरेको थिएँ हाम्रो ड्राइभर साहबलाई र उनले भनेअनुसार चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ उसले टाढाबाट देखिसक्यो अरे त्यो भन्नाको मतलब गाडी यस्तै वरिपरि कता छ र आज सबै राम्रो भयो भने हामी साँझसम्ममा साँझ भन्नाले रातिसम्ममा 8-9 बजीसम्ममा सबैजना काठमाडौँ पुगिसकेका हुन्छौँ र यो चाहिँ दुईटा खोला मिसिएर बनेको खोला अलिक ठुलो खोला ठुलो लाङटाङ खोला यो चाहिँ म अहिलेसम्म यो अफ नगर्नुको कारण चाहिँ यही गेट देखाउन हो यहाँ चाहिँ गेट लागिए रहेछ यो गेट आजै हालेको हो आजदेखि सुरु हो गेट लाउने चाहिँ योसम्म चाहिँ थिएन यो ल गेट लगाइदिएको रहेछ के गेट लाउनुको कारण के छ किन
यो प्रोजेक्ट भित्रको आज हिजोदेखि काम सुरु भयो प्रोजेक्टको
त्यो लाङटाङ खोलाको प्रोजेक्ट हो त्यो
अब ब्लास्ट हुन्छ के हुन्छ त्यसले नै माथि गाडी लगाएर त्यो एक्सन होला के होला भन्ने
अनि त्यो ड्याम जुन छ नि होइन त्यो ड्याम चाहिँ त्यो एरियामा जुन छ सबैमा ड्याम हुने हो पछि जस्तो त्यो टनलको छेउमा जान्छ नि त्यो
एरियामै अलिकति माथिपट्टि जुन
जस्तो मैले ड्याम भनेको रिजर्भ चाहिँ त्यहाँ सबै हुन्छ रन अफ रिभर हो ए
त्यहाँबाट फेरि बालमा पिउने हुन्छ त्यसलाई सेन्टिमेन्ट
ए
त्यहाँ हुन्छ अनि पानी चाहिँ ड्याम
ए अनि यो बाटो जुन छ नि यो बाटो सरकारी बाटो हो कि प्रोजेक्टले बनाएको उहीँसम्म बनाएको हो ए खर्च लागेको रहेछ त यार ल ठिक छ हजुर हवस् धन्यवाद ल कुरा त्यस्तो पऱ्यो त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ यो प्रोजेक्टले अब गाउँमा हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्टहरू गयो भने कसरी विकास हुन्छ भन्ने चाहिँ नमुना हो यो अब हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्टले नै चाहिँ बाटो त्यति दुर्गम माथिसम्म झन् यहाँबाट हिँडेर डेढ 2 घन्टा लाग्ने बाटोसम्मको बाटो बनाएको छ अरू पनि गर्ला थियो भोलि गएर त्यहाँ प्रोजेक्ट बनिसकेपछि हुने विकासहरू होइन निकै नै अरू पनि हुनसक्छ ल अब यो यात्रा त अब हामी अब लाङटाङ खोला कटेर यता स्यापुलबेसी नै पुग्यौँ अब त अफिसियल्ली पनि यो ट्रेकिङ राउट चाहिँ को यात्रा चाहिँ समाप्त भएकै मान्न सकिन्छ अब त बस चढेर मात्रै जाने हो होइन यो चाहिँ हाम्रो पुरै ट्रिप चाहिँ सकेको छैन होइन तर ट्रेकिङ हुन्छ जुन जबरजस्त हिँड्ने पाटो त्यो पाटो चाहिँ हाम्रो सकियो अब यो उकालो जुन सर्टकट ल्याएको छौँ हामीले माथि बसको गाडीको रोड पुग्नको लागि त्यो रोड पुगेपछि ट्रेक अफिसियली सकियो ल यो चाहिँ पुल हुँदै हामी आएका हौँ हाम्रो गुरुजी चाहिँ यहाँनिर गाडी लिएर तयार हुँदो रहेछ र लगभग सबैजना बसी पनि सक्नु भएछ यहाँनिर चाहिँ
अब कुकुर छिर्नु नि त म त छेउमा ओर्लिहाल्ने
यहाँनिर अब सुटकेसहरू बाँध्ने काम भइरहेछ हाम्रो ट्रिप अब काठमाडौँ पुगेर आफ्नो घर जाने हो त्यति लगभग सक्यो अहिलेको लागि